Hi guys, welcome back again with this episode of Reception Agile. Today is an English episode because we have an international guest from Sweden, and we are speaking about the evolution of front desk. This is a big issue. We are speaking a lot also during the first season of the Reception Agile. And we are coming back to this argument because it's a really important task, I think, for hotel manager, hotel owner, and also for the front desk team in this period. The hospitality industry is coming back. We stayed last week at the Hospitality Day and TTG in Rimini, and we saw a lot of innovation and new ideas for the evolution of front office. But as usual, today with me here, Beatrice Cozzani. Beatrice, you are muted.
Sorry. Hi Maurizio, hi everybody, how are you?
Welcome back, Beatrice.
Thank you so
Fine,
very
thanks.
much.
It's really strange to speak in English with you, but there is a good reason today because we have a really special guest from the north. Okay?
Yes. We have a special guest to talk about a very important topic.
Yes, so we come back to this topic. We already spoke about that, but that's a really big issue for hoteliers and their team today, especially in Italy, I think, where we are quite a traditional country, so usually it's difficult for us to innovate on our hotels.
Yeah, absolutely. If you think that it's quite difficult to open ourselves to the change, then if we talk about a big challenge like a changing in the way to work at the front desk of our hotel, of course, could be difficult for someone. Also interacted tonight with this topic. So the front desk could be obsolete, yes or no?
Yeah, so we are going to discover it. And what can I say to our audience is don't worry, don't be scared about this English episode. You can comment in Italian and we are going to translate to our guest because as usual, today we have our assistant speaker, Matteo Donada.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to this new episode of Reception Agile.
Ciao, Matteo.
How are you?
Ciao. I'm very fine. I'm very fine. And you?
So, something strange, speaking English.
For us, it's very strange. Anyway,
live streaming for us is not so usual.
Anyway, it's a good exercise also.
Yes. Why not? Okay. So Matteo, you launched today our pool, and we are going to share now on the comments. The pool today is named
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. I'm going to launch it as soon as possible.
Okay. So
just one
this
second.
is I don't know if the title was chosen by Antonio. Today is not here live with us because he has a working meeting, I think. And anyway, also this week we have the movie to see on the weekend. Back to the Future is not something people don't know, but anyway, there is 3 different movies about Back to the Future. So you have the time this weekend. So Matteo, we are going to share comments of our guest today at the end of the chat with with our guest. I don't want to say the name because it's a Beatrice task. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much, Matteo, to share the link of the survey online. So.
Yes.
Okay.
We asked our followers to participate in as much as they can.
Yeah. Matteo, I also want to know today what's your opinion about the evolution of the front desk, because is your topic also, no? Because we are working at
exactly.
the front line.
Yes, exactly. I'm working at the front line more or less every day. So I think this is a very good topic, and talking about that, it's can be very interesting also to discover maybe new ways and new methods to improve our daily operational framework, and check if there is a room to give to our front desk a new kind of destination, especially in trying to be smoother and more faster while serving our guests, and finding maybe we'll see later more time to give a better guest experience.
Yes, be customer centric, be guest centric, and not a bureaucracy centric, as we are going to see today. Okay, but now let's introduce our guest, Beatrice.
Yeah, so tonight we are very lucky because with us there is a very important journalist, and he works also for the hotel panel. So we are lucky. He is David Anthony Scott.
Hi there, thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Buonasera.
Ciao,
Buonasera.
David. Buonasera. So, yeah, directly from live from Sweden.
From Sweden, that's right, on the west coast of Sweden, near Gothenburg.
Okay, so what's the weather like in Sweden today, in Gothenburg?
It's pretty bad right now. It's not as nice as in Italy, but we're moving along.
Okay. I think it's quite cold now, huh? In Sweden.
Yeah, it's probably around 9 degrees and rainy and gray.
Okay. So
the weather varies a little bit, but you can get a little mixture.
Better in Italy for sure. Okay, so
yeah.
David, could you introduce yourself about the hospitality industry and your professional?
Sure. I kind of got into hotel business sort of, in a practical way. I owned a property which I started to develop as a hospitality enterprise, and I was very successful from the start. and moved to opening another 2 properties. So I was running 3 boutique hotel properties. So pretty much I built the business from ground up, did that for 9 years, and I learned quite a bit about all departments. And I have my discipline really is marketing, and I learned a lot about hotel marketing and also hospitality and guest experience through that journey.
Oh, well, fine. So you come from a direct experience on growing an hotel business, and then everything you are going to say today is from your direct experience on this topic.
Exactly.
Wow, fantastic. So thank you for joining us. Beatrice, we're going to start.
Absolutely, we can start. So actually today we talk about the hotel front desk and about its evolution. We prepared some slides, so it could be much more easy to bring everybody in this travel. So actually we have already experienced an evolution about the front of the house. In fact, in this slide we have three images. The first is about the traditional front desk, so with people, old keys, less interaction with guests, because of course the front desk agents are much more focused on administrative tasks, as well as they engage guests when guests of course apply to the desk. Then we had a first evolution of the front desk. That's curious because of course the front desk agents start to engage guests also when guests didn't know that they really need the front desk agent help. So they could move over the desk, be much more confident of their new task. And then we arrive to what we can find now during the COVID-19 emergency or after the COVID-19 emergency. So we have always the desk, but anyway, the front desk agent is much more confident in engaging guests, even though we have to maintain distances. Anyway, of course, in the slide number 2, we can thank you, Maurizio.
My pleasure.
Of course, in the last 10 years, we had several tasks that the front desk agents and supervisor had to work on. I think about welcoming guests, the check-in, check-out, but also a lot of administrative tasks we talked some while ago, as well as in small properties, agents had to do a lot of marketing, sales, revenue, food and beverage support. So all the tasks that they cannot, of course, people cannot realize what guests really wish. I remember when I started to work at the front of the house, I usually engage with my guests only to greet them and suggest some restaurant only when they really need. Then my job completely changed. But actually, I have a question for Mrs. Scott, for David. because I found an article that's an old article about 2015, so almost 6 years ago. And this article talk about the need to evolve the front desk. The focus was because at the front desk we needed to avoid long lines, reduce the stress of our guests after a long trip. So nowadays, do you think that technology will replace the hotel's front desk staff in administrative operation?
It will streamline the operation, back office operations to an extent. I don't think it will completely eliminate staff, but certainly will make the process more seamless, and it will allow for hotels to present an area to host guests and to receive guests that doesn't really have the administrative baggage, or if you will, of a front desk. So the front desk is sort of an impediment to that connection between guest and host. I like to call it host.
Yeah, that's true. I liked very much in your article that you defined the desk as a real barrier, and that's true. Because if you wish to have much more interaction with the guests, you should go out from the reception, because you have this like wall in between.
Exactly. I mean, with technology, we can be free to greet our guests in a very natural way. We don't have to wait for the guests to come to a desk and greet us as we stand before a screen, and then just looking between the screen and the guests. It really takes away from the guest experience. And for anybody in the hotel business right now, guest experience is everything. Guest experience is what Airbnb is now the leader in guest experience, because of the way that the platform works and the way that guests can get authentic local experiences. And most of these Airbnbs, they offer sort of contactless experiences as well. So hotels are a bit behind right now, and there is a lot of scope to innovate, because the technology is there, and we don't have to operate the way we have always been operating.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with you. In my last experience, I had a normal desk, not the usual desk that you find at the hotel, and was nice because I could stand up, go to the desk, greeting to the guests, greeting them, and also during the morning for breakfast, I went to the breakfast lounge, talk with all my guests, and assist them during the day. But of course, this one was before the COVID-19. Now we have to realize what is the best solution, especially because we don't have a buffet, of course. But listen, in your opinion, this changing way to work at the front desk could be a trouble for the employee evolution, or you think that the receptionist of the future, they will be technology assistant or guest assistant? I think guest assistants.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. One thing that a lot of hotels don't understand is that hospitality professionals are born and not made. They're talent. They're not people who you can mold into great hosts. It doesn't work that way. From my experience and from hiring a lot of people and experimenting and stuff like that, you either have it or you don't. And those sort of soft skills are so important, so valuable to hotels that I think that it will force hotels in future to give people at the front desk more authority to make decisions, to act as hosts, and be able to satisfy the guests' needs on spot. And those people who are working at front desk have to have a high level of emotional intelligence and also be able to interact smoothly with guests. So that will necessitate a more qualified person, and a person who's qualified in a particular way. And as you know, some people return to hotels just because of the kindness or the connection that they have with a particular member of staff or some members of staff. And so that needs to be captured by hotels, and really, along with technology and with a better way of interacting with guests and hosting them, can be leveraged in such a way that creates enormous value with guest experience. And that will, of course, boost the value of the hotel, because as long as the guests are getting value with their experience and their needs are being satisfied, then they're going to return. They're going to refer their friends and so on. But there's another piece to it, and I'm not going to go on too long with it on this point. But there's another piece to it, which is the way that the hotels communicate expectations to the guests prior to the guests arriving to the hotel, and that whole process needs to be improved also to ensure that the front desk doesn't have to be as cumbersome as it is now, or that there's no necessity to have this sort of administrative thing going on where you're going to offer people maps at the front desk and offer people answer simple questions that people should have been prepared. The information should have been given to them prior to them coming. They should be aware and prepared for what to expect. So I think that's a lot of what is going on now. People come to the front desk because they don't really know what to expect. And this is something that hotels, the experience starts once the person books, not once the person arrives, once the person's booked.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree totally with you.
And David, you speak about Airbnb before, no? So I just want to ask a question about this different approach between hotels and vacation rentals. So this was the two different enemies, no, in these last 10 years on the hospitality industry. So don't you think that vacation rental and Airbnb in this case is in an advanced position than hotels, because they understand before the importance of go ahead and innovate the relationship between guest and host, and the hoteliers and the hotel teams, generally speaking, they stay in their ancient habits, and they want to lose the position on the front desk. They want to make something different, and in this case maybe we lost a chance, because the vacation rental industry is ahead in this task. Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the mood between both camps is very different. I mean, with hotels, there's a bit of like nervousness and a little uncertainty, but with people who are like in the vacation rental space, there's a lot of confidence. There's a lot of excitement. There are a lot of people rushing into it. I mean, if you look online, if you look at the groups on Facebook and the content being put out on YouTube and stuff like that, it's like a gold rush. And, there are a lot of people that are coming into it, and they're investing in properties, and they're building up huge businesses. I mean, like 200, 300 listings, many people. And they're automating their processes, and they're being coached by Airbnb as a platform. So, I mean, at this stage, I look at Airbnb and hotels like the way you could look at Uber and taxis. So, it's hotels are a bit being a bit left behind, and I think it's because of the paradigm of hotels, where you think, you're a hotel. I think too many of us in hotel industry think about a hotel before we think about hospitality. We need to put hospitality before the hotel. A hotel is just
In this case, having an history is a problem, because you are in the history of the hospitality, because hotels was the history of hospitality, and be a new thing, a brand new thing like vacation rental is an advantage. This point of view, so it's different.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Beatrice, so we can go forward and see something about the task. So nowadays, a front desk have to do every day.
Exactly. So we are talking about some tasks that the front of house should do, but of course, we have also to maintain a focus on what guests really wish. In fact, in this task, we highlighted 8 points. First of all, the welcoming guest, of course. Welcoming guests is so important in our job, but that's very important during the check-in. Smile to the guest and create a relationship in between the hotel and the guest as well. Also, we have a very small little question like, how are you today? How was the trip to reach our hotel, blah, blah, blah. So are very short question that can make in a different way the welcoming at our property, of course, because if we ask immediately the passport or immediately the credit card without checking the eyes of our guests, smiling, make a good interaction, of course, the guests can feel only our feeling that we need to rush, probably because we have to do too many other duties, probably at our computer. But anyway, after welcoming guests, of course, there is also the guest registration. In my opinion, that's a very important moment, because when we register a guest, we can make some other question. For example, from where do you come from today? That's a smart indication that they can give us, but we can also realize if it could be a good moment to make an upselling for them, or also to understand if they really need our assistance to do something during them stay with us, because of course during the guest registration they can much more open to give us a short suggestion, about what they really need and what we can really do for them, and we can change the stay. After it, the third task is the hotel services, because usually all our hotels have outlets, have services inside. And if we know very good our task, our services, we can propose to our guests during the check-in, as well as also during the stay. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I mean, you made some very good points there, and it's important at the, when the guest comes, that arrives, that's the most critical point to make an impression. And the host really should be out front and trying to make sure that they get the information from the guests, for many reasons, just, to make sure that they can help personalize the stay, to make sure that they can, take care of the needs as they arrive. And this is where the guests' impressions are going to be, the most important impressions are going to be formed. So, certainly that the front desk really doesn't help in that situation where, you really want to put people at ease, let them know they're welcome, make them comfortable, and, give them a good start.
Okay. So I think we have some comments from the audience, Matteo.
Yes, there is a comment from Luca Ferriti. If you want. And Luca Ferriti says, good afternoon to everybody. I do agree with our Swedish colleague. It's totally true the right behavior of satisfying the clients on his request. Hospitality is the first goal of the reservation department. I mean, I agree with Luca also because what is important, as I replied to Luca, is understand and make the first point our guests' needs and expectation to deliver a quality service. And I think this is probably what Luca would like to say also. And technology also, as we talked before, can help in this to reach this goal, because can give us the possibility to faster and smooth operations, and give us the time to deliver a better experience to our guests.
Yeah, very good points there. Go ahead, Marcia.
Yeah. So I see also we have another comment from Barbara Grassolini, Matteo. I can share on the screen.
Okay, it's a new one. Yeah, Barbara says the first welcome words we say to a client are the most important. It's like to give him a gift.
That's true.
Probably, yeah, that's true. Probably it was linked to my this reply was linked to my answer. That was what does make a welcome unforgettable. And I agree with Barbara. First words are always important as the first as the smile also to a guest when entering the hotel. But welcoming him with the right words makes the guest for sure feel comfortable and welcomed.
Wow, so simple and so difficult to do every day, because make people important, I think, is the most powerful thing we can do every day, but at the same time is not so simple, no? And in this way, I think it's important also to have a great team and a great coach that can help us to improve ourselves and our team. And that's for this reason we say thanks to Coaching for Hospitality. That was our partner at the Reception Agile, and help us to stay live every Wednesday. And so we have a little break, and we come back in few seconds for the second part of this live.
Al giorno d'oggi, costruire e mantenere relazioni è necessario per qualsiasi proprietario e manager di hotel. Un ospite soddisfatto è un cliente che tornerà nella tua struttura e che acquisterà più servizi. Grazie alla nostra masterclass su revenue emotivo relazionale, potrai perfezionare subito la tua comunicazione in tutti gli ambiti che interessano il tuo albergo: il customer care, ovvero il modo in cui ti relazioni con il cliente; il team building, cioè la creazione di un team affiatato e produttivo; e e la leadership per aiutarti a guidare la tua squadra. Coaching for Hospitality, per un'ospitalità umana e professionale.
So we are back, and Beatrice, we can start with the fourth task we have to do to improve our reception desk.
Exactly.
After the hotel service, we can go forward.
Yes, we have the administration duties. Of course, we should do less as much we can. Only at the front desk, we should do the few duties that we really need to carry on. What I can suggest, of course, that the administration duties, as well as what we don't really need to do at the front desk, we can leave to the back office staff, or also check if it is possible to have the timing, the working timing managed in a good way, that some front desk agent can stay at the back office to do the administrative duties. So people at the front line can assist much more better and relax our guest. After this point, of course, that's extremely important, the coordination. What I mean, the coordination with the other departments. We talked one time in one of our live that's very relevant at the hotel, that all the departments can be coordinated, and of course use, if it is possible, technology tools that can assist all the employees to manage bills, charge extras, instead of having a very not quick way to work in synergy. The synergy, in my opinion, could be a key word. And after it, of course, we have our real job, the hospitality job. So assist our guests in everything in it. When I talk about the assistance to our guests, I talk about something that we do before, during, and after the stay. For example, if we need to buy some experience, to organize a special moment. This point is sorry, of course, also Tess is grieving everybody.
We know Tess is with you, and our live is a pet-friendly live, so we love pets, we love dogs and cats, and so sometimes we know, so Tess is stay with us, so she has to say something, I think, about that.
Yeah, I think yes, because probably she's remind us how important is that the front desk can brief in and assist our guests, human guests, as well as the pet guest as well, finding restaurant who accept dogs, experience for dogs, as well as for the owners. So probably she is giving us some suggestion.
Yes. So we can ask maybe to Matteo something about the free task you share now at the screen. Matteo, what do you think on these three different tasks? Assist guest, coordination, and the first one, Beatrice, I can't remember it. Maybe you can help me.
The administrative duties.
The administrative duty. In your opinion, Matteo, what's the first task we have to leave. We have to throw to the basket.
Well, I completely agree with Mr. Scott. Administrative duties must be thrown away. I mean, we need to. I mean, we can't stay probably without administrative duties, but I mean, we need to take with us just duties. We need to complete our shifts and necessary to our daily operations. Unfortunately, we have a lot of tasks, administrative tasks to do at the front desk, and it takes us too much time to that can be delivered to our guests. And
okay, finish.
And it is directly linked to the third task that was assisting guests, because what we need first of all at the reception, in my opinion, and talking about the reception evolution, is take time to better organize our job, to better organize our operational framework, and at the same time to better deliver a specific and good service to our guests, be more ready to listen and to guest expectation and to understand them.
Yeah, so David, less administrative duties, a dream or a reality that is coming through? Because sometimes I'm really skeptical about that.
Well, I mean, some of the administrative tasks can be rationalized in that maybe you can look at and see what is really necessary from what's really not. Some things, probably not crucial, so you can streamline them. You can also outsource many of the tasks. You can also do things like have pre-check-in for guests. So you send them, the check-in forms before, so it makes the whole process smoother for them. So there's less administrative work to be done. But certainly no administrative tasks should be done in sight of guests. That's my view. The whole reception area, should be a production, a whole hospitality production. The assisting guests should be first. Coordination should be, everybody should fall behind or fall in line with the host. So if the reception person is trying to make something happen for the guest or make the guest more comfortable, everybody in every other department needs to support them. And then the administrative duties should support all those efforts in the background.
Okay, so a question about web check-in, because it's something that's stream during the COVID crisis. But what can I say about that? Because I'm working at the hotel and I see that usually we send an email or maybe a WhatsApp message. It's really difficult with the technology at this stage. Okay, but usually we send an email, and when the guest is arriving to the hotel, we receive a lot, many times the same answer. Oh, I don't see the mail. The mail is going to the spam, and so it's not so easy for people to accustom to a new way to check in at hotel, because a lot of people is waiting for the front desk and the reception desk. And I want to know also what you think about a self-check-in kiosk. So a different technology who maybe can be at the reception desk with the web check-in. So is a couple of technology we can use to make our front desk smarter than now. And if you think web check-in and self check-in kiosk are something good for the evolution of the front desk.
Okay, interesting questions. The first one with the web check-in, I do understand there are some hotels are finding that their emails are going straight to spam, and that's where it's important to consistently clean your email list, because if your email is going to people who don't open them or reporting them as spam, you're going to find that it's not going to show
David,
up as often in the mail.
I think the your voice is not so good. Maybe we can check again. Could you try to speak, because we don't.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So with the web check-in, I think a lot of hotels have to look at their email process and ensure that their email lists are cleaned, and that anybody who's not engaging on the list, they should take off, and that whole email channel needs to be managed properly. That can be a whole new, a different episode. But the email channel is something very important. I mean, I took a trip recently to Florida on Lufthansa, and they gave me they used their email process to help me make this trip a lot smoother, and gave me the options. So many people will not check in online, but many people will, a number of people will, if it's done correctly, and that will take some burden off of the administrative part. With kiosks, certainly that's the way to go. I think every hotel should have that option now, or should be aiming to put that option in play, so people can check themselves in with their own keys and that sort of thing. So yeah, those are, I think, two options that will limit the amount of administrative work that's necessary.
Yeah, so really interesting, and we go forward and see the. I think we are arrived at the number 7. Yes, okay, and that's the most important task of the reception desk, the ancillary services.
Yeah. Before we talk about the importance to have a collaboration with other departments, as well as the importance to know what our hotel offers. And that's why we have here the ancillary services, because that's true. We need to understand what our guests wish as an experience in the area, in the city that she found for the vacation. But of course, the first experience is not the city or the region. The first experience that the guest can live is inside the property. For this reason, we should know correctly the ancillary services that the hotel can propose, and be very good to understand the intention, the wish of our guests. Always, of course, listening to them, make a good question in the correct moment. That's the best way to engage our guests. And after that, of course, there is the sad moment, the goodbye day, the checkout. And during this moment, we can, of course, understand how was the stay. We can figure out if they wish to make some suggestion, But of course, we can also give to the guests the possibility to do direct payment, or use some facility for web checkout, or any other kind of self-payment procedures. And about it, I wish to ask to David, what is your opinion about self-payment? Could be a good solution, or maybe we can lose the last part of a relationship with our guest. You are mute.
I'm sorry. I think self-payment is very. I think self-payment is very important. You're giving guests the convenience of being able to check out on their own terms. If they have to leave very early in the morning and they cannot stop at the front desk to make a payment with their credit card, at least they have that option to pay, with their phone through an app or whatever have you, and leave smoothly. So I think it's better for guests to have that option.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, absolutely, Beatrice, I want to say something about ancillary services because
absolutely,
I can't say something about that.
I was waiting for you, but you didn't appear.
I was disappeared, but I think so. Ancillary services are really important for build a really strong relation with our guests, because through ancillary services we can accomplish our main task. So satisfy the needs of our guests. So first of all, we have to listen to our guests, because I think it's the first thing we have to do every day in our hotels. So listen to people and asking them which needs they want to satisfy during their stay at our hotel. And then ancillary services are the weapon, the way we can use to satisfy that needs. What do you think, David, about that?
Yeah, I think that's spot on. Actually, my platform, Hotel Funnels, is really about trying to nurture guests, to nurture hotel sales through engaging with guests. And basically, we're talking about personalization. So everybody has their preferences. Some people don't want a certain type of pillow. Some people want, people want different things, and people have very specific preferences. And the more you can satisfy those preferences, is the better the guest experience will be. And a lot of that engagement has to happen long before the guest has arrived, because if you're going to wait for the guest to arrive to understand their preferences and to be able to cater to them, then you're going to be behind, and you're going to need more work from staff to sort of figure out what they need and then try to serve those needs and all that kind of thing. So really, the engagement before, from booking stage onwards, has to be quite clear with emails and engagement and learning more about what the guest's expecting and what they want, and then try to upsell services and that can help them to make their stay exactly perfect the way they want it.
Yeah. So I think technology is really important to improve our power to engage our guests. And so we are going to have the last part of this live, but before going through the end of this chat, we have another little break.
All'interno di un hotel, i servizi ancillari non sono solo una fonte di guadagno. I servizi aggiuntivi ti aiutano infatti a migliorare l'esperienza degli ospiti, che saranno certamente più portati a tornare nel tuo albergo. Grazie alla web app di Qualitando, il processo di presentazione e vendita dei servizi in hotel è più facile che mai. Bastano pochi secondi per ordinare il tuo piatto preferito in camera, prenotare un massaggio rilassante o comprare un biglietto per un evento locale. Tutto ha inizio con il collegamento dei tuoi ospiti alla tua rete Wi-Fi.
So thanks to Qualitando, one of the technology who can help us to improve our relation with the guest. Beatrice, we are at the last slide of our presentation today, and it's the last very important question.
Exactly. So during the live, we talk about the evolution of the front of the house. So actually, can we consider the old fashionable front desk obsolete? Of course, yes, for sure, because what we have to be focused on are the new needs of our guests. And they really wish attention, human touch, the real consideration. During the first season, we talk about the listening. We have to go there, understand them, make question, and that's the same that we are talking about now, because probably is this the focus on the evolution. What do you think, David?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I foresee in the future where people just be able to walk into a hotel and all the, technology will take care of everything. Be a seamless process. There's not that much of a difference anymore between residential and sort of short-term stays. So it's all about using technology to benefit the guest and create the quality guest experience. The hotel front desk really is not necessary. It's obsolete. Or it should be obsolete.
Okay. It's a really hard sentence, okay,
Yeah.
about the future of the front desk, and to coming at the end of this episode, we are going to share the pool and the results of the pool that today Matteo shared for us. Okay, back to the future. So the first question was about the future of the front desk and how our audience is imagining that future. And the first, so I think 100% of people answering to the poll say smart, but with a human touch. So I think we can confirm, David, that technology is understand like something is empowering people, and the human touch they can have during the guest stay.
Yes, I agree totally. And people expect to be able to go on their phones and get what they want. And hotels should also be responsive to that the new way that people are expecting to engage with companies and to get services.
Yeah, because people expecting to be engaged through technology.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the second question was, which one of the following will be the most used front desk communication method in the future? And the majority of answer speak about WhatsApp, Telegram, and chatbots. I think it's something we can improve, because at this time a lot of hotels don't use Telegram or WhatsApp. And the last question was choose the best combo skills for the front desk staff of the future. And the winner is empathy and technology. So as we say in the first question, technology is a very important tool for human to improve their empathy. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Technology is is here. I mean, we are going through a lot of changes in the world right now, just because of people have changed their habits through during COVID period, and logistics challenges are emerging and all kinds of things. So there's a revolution, happening, that's already happened and is continuing to evolve in front of us. And so we as hoteliers really need to get on top of the changes and be able to present ourselves in a more relevant way to potential guests.
So yeah, Beatrice, people working in the hotels have to be scared about technology.
No, I don't think so. We should welcome this change and this challenge, because as we talk about, the technology can help us to engage much more our guests, especially the ones that prefer to have a contactless stay, but also can help us to stay in touch with our guests who prefer to have human contact, and so we can be much more free from a lot of computer tasks, stay there watching the screen without understand what happens around us. So don't be scared and take this challenge as an opportunity.
Fine. Matteo, can I ask you if you feel that the actual front desk procedures and organization are obsolete? You agree with us, with David?
Well, I agree with David, of course. Well, I think then it depends on the hotel, because there are many thinking forward hotels, and that they are welcoming a lot of technology and a lot of new kind of operations. But in general, I think that we need to a little bit improve our organization and give room to technology to help us to improve our working environment, and give us the possibility to deliver a better service to our guests.
Yeah. So improving our working environment, I think it's a great topic. And Beatrice, in a future episode, we are going to speak about employee journey, and that's something strictly related to technology, I think, also. Yes. Because hospitality is losing appeal to the new worker generation, I think, due to a difficult work-life balance. But maybe if hoteliers is going to engage with the digital transformation in the right way, we can have an advantage, and the appeal is coming back on the hospitality with technology and employee journey.
For sure. Absolutely. I agree with you. We have to change, not everything, but what is some task to have give the possibility to more people to enjoy this wonderful world and work as well.
David, last but not the least, do you think hoteliers could win this battle to innovate the front desk?
Absolutely. It's gonna be one way or the other, whether it's with the existing group of hoteliers we have, or people coming into the hotel business, people who are technology driven companies are starting to take an interest in hospitality, and those people might actually start to come to the forefront and actually replace a lot of the players, the traditional players. So I'd urge everybody who is out there now, because I can relate to you. I was also there, to really embrace technology. We have generation Gen Z, who is very, they grew up on technology, and they are coming into the market, and millennials are already the backbone of the market. So in many places. So we have to all embrace it and also be creative. Italy is one of the most creative countries in the world. I'm sure your Italian style and sense of style and creativity is going to prevail, and a lot of Italian hotel businesses are going to present their hospitality value proposition in a very compelling way.
So thank you very much, David, to appreciate the Italian culture. I take note that the generational change is something really important for the improvement of technology and the front desk evolution. I'll thank you to stay with us today. And I remember to all the audience that we can continue to speak about the evolution of front desk on our Telegram chat, Ancillary Dojo. So check on the comments and join us to share your mind and have a lot of additional resources about this topic. So thank you very much, David, again.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you, Beatrice, to organize all the content of this episode. And
I thank you very much, Maurizio. But I have to thank Matteo because he helps me a lot. So thank you so very much.
You're welcome. It was a great pleasure.
So, Matteo, thank you twice, and see you next Wednesday with a new topic. Beatrice, we are going to speak about
the employee journey.
Okay, so the employee journey. So great.
Yeah.
So see you and have a lovely evening. Bye.
Ciao.
Thank you, David.
Ciao. Ciao. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.